As an anime fan, you'll find whatever anime you're watching or medium you like to consume. After a long time of reading into the story, you're gonna inevitably fall into the rabbit hole, which is power scaling. It all starts so innocently. At first, you could be like, I'm watching my series, I'm not really into power scaling, I'm just here for the fun of it. You're just enjoying watching the series. Then, once you've fully caught up to the series, like for example, One Piece, you're fully caught up to One Piece now, you have caught up to the manga, you're caught up to the anime. Then you hear somebody, a random guy, just saying something like, Zoro one-shot Sanji. After hearing that total bullshit, that stuff is gonna piss you off. Once it pisses you off, you're gonna subconsciously start rebuttaling what that person said with facts, looking into the series. By the time you start doing that stuff, you've already began power scaling. You've started pushing agendas. You've started making different simulations of this character versus this character. And the more and more you keep diving into these topics, the further deep you get into power scaling. And honestly speaking, power scaling is really a fun thing. It's not anything negative unless people try to make it out to be a negative thing by having toxic power scaling, toxic agendas, just pushing shit out there. Some people wouldn't be serious most of their takes, mostly just rage bait. So whenever you're doing that, just don't fall into those rabbit holes. But today, I'd like to talk about one of my favorite tiers of power when power scaling the One Piece verse. This tier is of course the Yonko Commander Plus tier. You see, in the One Piece world, people regularly use tiers like Pirate King tier, Yonko tier, Admiral tier, Yonko Commander Plus tier, Yonko Commander 1 tier, Yonko Commander 2 tier, Yonko Commander 3 tier. And out of all these tiers, the one tier I like because of its flexibility is of course the Yonko Commander Plus tier. So what we're going to be doing today is I'm going to be ranking every single character within this tier, starting from the very bottom. Now, at the very bottom of our Yonko Commander Plus tier, we have the Holy Knights. You see, the Holy Knights is a very interesting group in the sense that they have regeneration. Their regeneration is so complex that most top tiers in the verse would need a little bit of experience fighting them to finally build up a counter to it. In fact, most of the people who are above them in strength might as well not even have the counter to the ability. So when I scale them here, I don't mean that everybody who's above them is going to be able to just beat them. Well, practically speaking, everybody who's above them would be able to put them down. But without advanced Conqueror's Haki mastery on the level of Gabon or Rayleigh and those kind of characters and above, you are not beating these characters. You would be able to stall them or just consistently put them down without them doing anything. But I feel like most characters below the Yonko Commander Plus tier would mostly be helpless against these guys. And even in this group, there are very select few who I would like to place above them, who are Gunko and Shamrock. Gunko has had one of, if not the best performance of a Holy Knight so far in the series. Gunko not only took up all the Straw Hats who are up in the Sun Realm without needing any assistance and without even really relying on her regeneration, to be honest. She was using only, she was using her Devil Fruit abilities, and with her Devil Fruit abilities she was able to subjugate Jinbei, Brook, before they could even land a single attack on her. the only character landing an attack on her was Usopp because she was mid-dialogue. So based off those feats, also that's why I've elevated these characters above Yonko Commander 1 characters, because I just feel like if she can have this kind of performance with someone like Jinbei, plus the regeneration on top, that's just something no Yonko Commander 1 level character is dealing with. Also Shamrock has been hyped up so crazy. Him being Shanks' twin, he might skyrocket to a way higher level than where I've put him right now, but I think for now we should put him here because there's really not much to expect from the Holy Knights. Same goes for the former Holy Knight Captain Saint Figalin Bananaling. Yeah, Bananaling's feats speak for themselves. Has no W's on the board. Hero of God Valley, these nuts. Bro has 0 feats. Like, what was he even doing on God Valley, to be honest? Like, how did he even get that title? Maybe the world government pulling out these titles out of their ass. But according to me, this guy is not touching any of the characters who are above him. Anyway, well, that could change depending on how strong he is now as a Gorosei. But I digress. Okay, there are a couple characters who I am pretty much hesitating to put in this tier. This would be Killer and Dorian Brogy. You see, these guys have a pretty impressive resume. Angola Killer pretty much one-shotted Hawkins when he got serious. At the same time, Dorian Brogy were performing pretty decently against the Gorosei alongside Luffy, so I'm inclined to believe that they could be in this tier, but I am very hesitant because I do not see either of them beating Marco in a 1v1, because this is really tough competition. To be in the Yonko Commander Plus tier, you gotta at least be able to beat who I personally consider to be the strongest in the Yonko Commander 1 tier. So before you can go to the Plus, you gotta be able to beat Marco. And beating Marco is a feat I just don't see them performing. So I'm gonna leave them in the Yonko Commander 1 tier for now. And even if they can beat Marco, the difficulty too also matters. Anybody in the Yonko Commander Plus tier would be beating a character in the Yonko Commander 1 tier relatively easily whenever they get serious. For example, we have Zoro vs Rob Lucci. Zoro vs Rob Lucci might seem like a high difficulty fight to other people if you do not analyze it in the right sense, but then if you dig deeper into into that fight, you'll realize the moment Zoro was taunted by Sanji, he immediately logged in and then decided to just one-shot Lucci with an aimed attack. He could have ended that fight at any point because he just was stronger than Lucci. So anyone in this tier would be able to end a fight whenever they feel like they want to end a fight against a character in this lower tier of Yonko Commander 1. So though I see Killer beating Marco in a 1v1, I just don't see Killer beating Marco unless it's an extreme difficulty. As for Dorian Brogy, them versus Marco is highly debatable because we don't have any speed feats from them. And for that reason alone, I'm inclined to believe that Marco would be capable of perception blitzing or just generally blitzing them around. Just beat them up. They're just way too big of a target. Moving on to the next group of characters. These are very special characters, being Usopp and Lucky Roo. Usopp and Lucky Roo are the commanders of the Redhead Pirates, who've been confirmed to be the top of the top, being put in the same placement as Ben Beckman. For that reason alone, I don't think anyone below them is stronger. Like, I don't think Marco or King or anybody else down here is beating these two guys, because, well, they might not have feats, but the narrative implies that they have passed these guys, and even if you don't think they have, going off of common shonen knowledge, you'll know that a group of characters whose power hasn't been revealed yet is bound to be stronger than the previous group of characters. So with that in mind, it's very safe to assume that these characters are in this tier. Then, moving on, I'll have Boa. You see, Boa is a very dangerous character in the One Piece world. Very much multiple men would fall against Boa, even if it's a top tier. If she sneaks you, you're pretty much fried. But I am sure that many characters would be able to either perception blitz her or just one tap her before she could do anything. But because of how fast she is and how capable she is as a combat fighter, like we saw her blitzing Kobe back on Amazon Lily, though Blackbeard was easily able to intercept her whilst she was blitzing Kobe. So even though she's strong, I wouldn't go as far as to put her in the Admiral level of power. Her powers are freaking ridiculous, but if someone like Blackbeard is blitzing you, like, there's just way too many characters who are gonna be doing the exact same thing to you. And then next, I also have my glorious king, Sack Crocodile. You know, Sack Crocodile is gonna come back, and yours are gonna realize that this guy's the OG. You know, back in Alabasta, Crocodile just got taken down because of a severe case of being introduced too early. And I'm pretty sure Oda realized this, because him talking down to Doflamingo in Marineford was a clear indication that he is above Doflamingo in power. Also, him being able to stall Mihawk for the entirety of Marineford. You see, most people who stalled Mihawk in Marineford were just for doing it for like 2 seconds. We have Vista. Vista was only able to stall Mihawk for like 2 panels, and after that he dipped. But Crocodile was able to keep him occupied for the entire time, and also he's strong enough to earn the respect of Mihawk to the point where Mihawk is actually willing to work with him and join Cross Guild. This could be attributed to their goals just being aligned, but still to being strong enough to have the world's greatest swordsman's respect is something that I believe just puts Mihawk in this tier easily. Also, we have Sabo. Sabo is another interesting character. Aside from having worse endurance feats than King Cobra, his resume is pretty stacked. He fought Fujitora all the way back in Dressrosa, but although he did that stuff, we all know Fujitora was just playing around. He was just buying time because he did not want to interfere with the Doflamingo fight, and just crediting all that squabbling to Sabo would be the easiest way to do it without getting in trouble with Akainu. But regardless, he was also able to invade and enter the Holy Land with his people and leave pretty much unscathed, aside from getting jumped by all the Gorosei. So yeah, and I also have every reason to believe that Sabo is stronger than Ace, simply because unlike Ace, who had his devil fruit from an earlier point in his career, well, might not have been an earlier point in his career, but he heavily relied on his devil fruit all the way when he entered the Grand Line. But Sabo got his devil fruit only in Dressrosa, and even then he was bodying characters like Burgess without even having his devil fruit. And now that he has the flame fruit, and Oda implies that he's mastering it to the level of Ace, I believe his Haki and his flame mastery just simply put him in this tier. And then moving on, we have Yamato. Many people could disagree with this placement of Yamato, but I don't know. Yamato has some pretty decent feats, but people hype her up way too much. I see some people saying Yamato went high diff against Kaido, Although throughout her entire squabble with Kaido, she wasn't even damaging him, even once. She was consistently on the defensive. And I have every reason to believe Kaido was holding back. If you do not think Kaido was holding back in that fight, hey, that's on you, buddy, not me. But anyway, Yamato is a very decent fighter, but you also gotta remember, bro, what's his name? Greenville was eating up her attacks like they were freaking nothing. She hit him with the Thunder Bagua and he was A-okay right after that shit. So I don't know what wicked AP you think she has or what speed she has. She's not really anywhere above any characters who are above her right now. And talking about characters who are above her, you have Eustace Captain Mid. You see, Eustace Mid is a very decent fighter. You know, most people who only watch the anime could come to the conclusion that Mid used a damned punk to slice through all of Shanks' ships. But no, in the manga he was able to launch at least 9 consecutive damn punks. You'd realize how impressive of a feat this is, considering the fact that pulling off a couple damn punks against Big Mom in Wano was absolutely draining for him. But now, going into his fight with Shanks, he could just sperm 9 damn punks off rip without even interacting with Shanks yet, meaning he still believed he had the stamina to go on and put up a fight better than he did with Big Mom. So yeah, Eustace Mid is a very, very decent character. Like, you also lowballing this guy. His powers could low-key put him way higher. In fact, if he comes back with advanced Conqueror's Haki in Elbaf, yours just gotta see. Yours will see. But the chances of that are really slim though. But still too, Mid has been doing some work. And also, talking about his Wano feats, he was taking a very decent amount of attacks from Big Mom, and he was surviving that. Him getting one-tapped by Shanks isn't really an anti-feat because, well, it's more like a Shanks upscale because it just means Shanks' AP is way higher than Big Mom's. It doesn't mean anything about his endurance because anyone in this tier would still get the exact same treatment from Shanks. Oh, not the exact same treatment because most people specialize in different aspects here. But I mean, a direct attack from Shanks is putting down anyone in this tier. And of course, we have Bogard. You know, I don't think I really need to say much about Bogard. His feats really do speak for themselves. The wings of the Pirate King. I don't think I need to say much about these two monsters. We all know how strong they are. Whether or not you believe Zoro is stronger than Sanji, Sanji is stronger than Zoro, we all just gotta agree that these guys are at the very least relative. For that fact alone, I'm placing them together on this spot. If you all want a deeper analysis on who is stronger or what I think about the Zoro and Sanji debate, you'll just say it in the comments. But I ain't really planning on making one of those videos yet, because if I speak, I'm in big trouble. And just a bit about them, I'm gonna be putting Ben Beckman. You see, Ben Beckman is a character who most people would believe is in the Admiral level of power, but me personally, I do not hold that belief because Ben has literally done nothing in the series aside from removing Kid's arm for whatever that's worth, and also pointing a gun with a threat, mind you. The guy who's Captain B saying some shit like, guns ain't for threats, they're for actions. Bro decided, heck, when I'm gonna pull up on big business Brosolino, I'm gonna threaten this man with my gun, which is for action, and when he moves, I'm gonna do absolutely nothing about it. I don't know, just screams fraud to me. But I digress. I believe Ben is gonna show us something, because he wouldn't be Shanks' right-hand man if he could not pull his own weight. At the very least, Ben was so chill about the kid's situation. In fact, everybody on the crew are so chill about the kid's situation, almost as if any one of them could just go out there and handle Kid. But of course, they have seen Kid post Wano. But regardless, I still feel like Ben should still be above the wings of the Pirate King, because he's Shanks' right hand. Just going off of that alone, I'm just gonna put him here. But a character who is definitely not above: Trafalgar Water D. Law. Yo's be playing on this man. Yo sleeping on the goat. If you do not think Law is stronger than anyone who I've mentioned so far, you're delusional, because I do not know how you would read the story and come to the conclusion that Law is not the strongest here. It's very simple. Let's just look at Law's abilities. Law was clashing with Teach. Teach was using the Gura Gura no Mi, and in SBS, Oda has confirmed that Teach's mastery with the Gura Gura no Mi is now on par with Whitebeard's mastery on the Gura Gura no Mi. Whitebeard's mastery with the Gura Gura no Mi were dealing attacks on Akainu that were literally putting the man down for a couple pages or chapters. Whenever a direct Gura Gura no Mi attack would land on Akainu, he would immediately go down. And also Whitebeard was clashing with Akainu with this exact same Gura Gura attacks. And this exact same level of Gura Gura was being blocked by a nameless awakening Law's attack. Like, yours do not understand how impressive this feat actually is. Law's AP is right now just means he could literally box anyone coming from the Admiral to the Yonko level, clashing with them evenly consecutively for a long period of time. The only real factor that could put him below characters who are above him right now is his stamina and his haki. Though he has shown us a very impressive feat, which is not only negating Delphoot abilities on yourself with your haki, but expanding that range onto other people to negate their Delphoot, the Delphoot's effects. So for that reason alone, I do not believe his haki is garbage. I just believe that he needs more mastery of haki, and if he had advanced Conqueror's haki or Conqueror's haki at all, he would have easily been in that Admiral level of power. But because he doesn't have that, and also he hasn't caught any W's with a character who I consider to be in that Admiral level of power, he fought Blackbeard, yes, and he also had Blackbeard's entire crew, which was with him, to consider retreating. Well, this would just mean that his presence at this point is like on par with someone like Rayleigh. His pulling up was just like so menacingly executed that they decided, Captain, isn't it better we just retreat and just dip? Is it really worth it? So if Blackbeard really didn't use his off-screen powers, I don't know, Blackbeard would have dipped. Just because he was fighting Blackbeard, we really cannot scale how strong he currently is. But I'm pretty sure he's gonna come back very soon in the series, and when he comes back, if he fights a character of a higher level or just comes back with more feats in general, it'll easily boost him into that Admiral level or even the Yonko level. It depends. Okay, now that I've laid down the characters who I believe to be in this tier, now I think it's fair I explain why this is my favorite tier in One Piece. Well, it's very simple. Characters in this tier can pretty much do anything, from easily mid-diffing or one-shotting characters in the tier below them, or pushing characters in Admiral level or Yonko level all the way to high or extreme difficulty just because of matchup, or even catching a couple W's. For example, if Law was to fight Old Whitebeard, that fight would be extremely close just because of the mismatch of abilities. Characters in this tier have a chance to beat characters of the tier above. All they really need is a battle, a canon battle, and then they can easily be skyrocketed higher. And yet, these guys are still in this tier until we have more from them. That's why it's just exciting to me, because Now I can wait and anticipate. I can hope for certain matchups and see this character's progression. Anyway, if you liked wasting roughly, 14 minutes of your time and enjoy content like this, leave that like and subscribe. I'm trying to push out one video every week and a couple shots there and there, but yeah, that's about it. And also, before I forget, yours can definitely go into the comment section and tell me what type of videos you want to see, or what other topics or subjects you may want me to touch on relating to One Piece or any other animes in general. Peace out.
Gatinha rebola na vibe acelerada.